What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking one comic book character, as we do every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. As always, I am joined by my best pal, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm going good, Conor. I was fully braced for the weird news intro there, so it was a little bit confused.
I did it once. I did it once last week, or the week before last.
You know, you like to keep me on my toes, that's all I'm saying.
I have a 100% record in 2024 of fucking it up.
It's been a rough January, ladies and gentlemen.
But I'm back. I got Weird News Wednesday this week, flawless too. I think I'm back on track.
Yeah. We'll give you a couple of weeks of breathing room at the start of the year.
Do you know the thing when you think about something that you do every day, but then you think about like tying your shoes, and then you think about it, and then you can't do it anymore?
It's like how a top 10 list can very easily become a top 9.
No.
And that's an honest mistake that anyone could make at any point.
So this is the Hero Zero show. This is, as you said, we pick one comic book character. I normally do DC characters. Shaun normally does Marvel characters. And it's just kind of, you know, it's like a bit of a short, bite-sized story just about the character. Maybe an introduction if you haven't heard of them. And normally my reports are much better than Shaun's. That's just, I mean, that's just the way it is.
I'd like to refute that. I think if we polled the listeners, Conor, the best episode of all time has been Chair. So
if you missed Chair, that was around Christmas. We did a report on a Marvel character who is literally just a chair.
Oh, Conor, that was the Christmas episode of Heroes.
That was the Christmas special. Sorry, you made me forget. I had actually blacked that bit out. That we did that. We released that as a Christmas special. Some would say you should release your best stuff. That's like a time when people are at home, they're listening.
Do you want me
stuff.
to pull up the stats for Chair right now? It did insane.
The downloads on stats, the downloads on Chair are way too high, and I'm disappointed in every single person who listened. But Shaun,
so Conor's covering table today.
The bold twist. But yeah, so this is Hero Zero. If everyone could give this a like and follow, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on, it would really, really help us out. 5 stars on Spotify, and however the stars work on iTunes. I think
it's 5 as well, to be fair.
Normally that's the customary
We've standardised on 5.
Yeah, let's just go 5 across the board if we could. And if you haven't, that'd be great. We also have a Patreon which you can support us on over there. The link is down below. There's extra movie reviews and loads of extra episodes over there. But Shaun, this Hero Zero is going to be slightly different because it's a character that we did before.
Okay,
now,
we've done that before.
When I say before, I mean really, really, really long ago. It was, I think, in the first 4 months of us doing the show.
Oh, so one, the report probably wasn't amazing. And then number 2, it's definitely deleted by now.
It no longer exists on any iTunes or Spotify. And the reason why I'm doing the report is one of our patrons, Frost, kindly messaged in with like a load of characters that they want to see.
Stay tuned for next week is all I'm saying.
And one of the characters that they messaged in was Black Canary, Dinah Lance.
Yes.
And so that character was messaged in, and I was like, oh, we've already done Black Canary. And then I realised the episode, you can't find it anywhere because Spotify and iTunes deleted after 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
We've been doing this a long time, and Black Canary is a pretty big character, so it was important that they were kind of in the catalogue.
This is the thing. Most podcasts do an episode a week. And then they start deleting it after like 500 episodes. So that's like 10 years of podcasts you're talking about.
Yeah.
Whereas we, for a very long time, did 3 episodes a week. So we just fucking streamlined that process.
Someone say we broke it and also broke ourselves.
Yes, we are different men now at the back of that.
But yes, so we are going to be doing Black Canary, a very big character. A character that people I don't think know a lot about, but also one of the biggest badasses in DC Comics.
Yeah, my first exposure to Black Canary was some of the Injustice, the evil Superman video game, and then also Arrow was my main Black Canary kind of exposure.
Yeah, so like I think Black Canary is one of those characters that people kind of know of but don't know a lot about. It's really important. I cannot stress enough how badass Black Canary. One of the best fighters in all of DC, I would say.
Right.
Lady Shiva. If we've talked about Lady Shiva before here on the show, she's normally like probably number 1 or number 2, depending on another character that you like.
Well, she trained Batman, right?
Lady Shiva trained Batman.
Yeah.
So that's the level that we're talking about. Lady Shiva has wanted to mentor Black Canary, Dinah Lance. She actually asked her, could she train her further, and got turned down.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched Dragon Ball Z, but Gohan is Goku's son. He has the most potential, but he's never had the full training. So that sounds like Black Canary. Like if Lady Shiva trained Black Canary, she would be insane.
So the only reason that she didn't do the Lady Shiva training is because she thought it would change her morality. It would change the person that she was, that she would start going for the kill more if she had the ability to do that. Whereas she was winning every fight anyway just by knocking people out.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't need anything more.
Yeah.
That's really
exactly.
cool.
So I think one of the only people who ever turned down Lady Shiva.
Yeah, most people would jump at the chance.
Yeah, exactly. So now that's all the niceties out of the way. What I'm going to say, Shaun, is Black Canary has a super fucking dumb origin.
Love it.
Mostly because of different Silver Age, Golden Age, kind of different times in comics coming together.
She's been around a while, basically.
She's been around a while, has had multiple origins, and there was a moment, and look, you're going to think I'm crazy, but there's a strong moment where she is her own mother.
See, you would give me shit in any report where I brought that up, and I would have the good decency to do it halfway through. But you're doing that right at the top and asking me to get on board.
It's important to know that they quickly scrapped that. But there is a moment in comics where they were like, yeah, she's her own mother due to, like she was on Earth 2, Earth 1, just kind of moved into different multiverses, and you know how it is.
Are you going to explain that, or are you just going to leave that sentence where it is?
Yeah, I'm going to explain that.
Okay,
no, I'm going to
because it's horrifying in concept.
Yeah, so in the 1960s, the Justice Society of America, this is in Earth 2 Golden Age. So in the 1960s, there's a Justice Society of America, and Black Canary, who is Dinah Drake Lance, she is there, right? And so she marries a detective known as Larry Lance, and Dinah is Black Canary, and she, along with the Justice Society, teamed up with the Justice League of America on numerous adventures, regaining her status as a JSA member. When a mission pitted the team against the alien creature Aquarius, Larry Lance was killed in an attempt to save his wife's life. So Larry Lance, detective, gets killed.
Right, okay. Dinah not too happy about this, I would say.
In mourning for her loss, Dinah follows Superman, our Superman, back to Earth 1. So the Justice League had gone to Earth 2. The Justice League of our Earth had gone to Earth 2 and had helped the Justice Society of America.
That's cool. I like that a lot. And then Dinah's like, there's nothing left for me. I'm going to go back with you guys. I'm
going to go with you and start a new life. She also then mysteriously gained sonic powers, an ultrasonic scream, dubbed a canary cry.
So what was she before? Was that her powers before?
No, she had no power. She was just a black canary.
Right.
She was just like a fighter, crime fighter.
I get you. Okay, fair.
And she joined the Justice League of America, becoming the only Golden Age and Silver Age hero to have been on the JLA and the JSA roster. And then she soon started dating fellow teammate Green Arrow. It was later revealed, though, that this Black Canary was really the daughter of the original Black Canary, on account of writers feeling that Dinah seemed to be a bit older than Green Arrow and the rest of the league. So it was kind of weird that she was probably like 60, but like still hanging around with them.
But is it okay? But is it okay? So it's retroactively her daughter just went over. Is that it? Or that the mother went over and then had a kid in that world?
The mother... So
then who's her dad?
This is why didn't want to start with this, but it was important people knew that she's had multiple origins, she's had multiple Earths, and they kind of rewrote it 4 or 5 times until they kind of settled on one.
Right.
And so then they had the thing where they actually had a child, her and Larry, and in revenge, a Justice Society villain called the Wizard cursed that child, also called Dinah Lance, bestowing her with the uncontrollable sonic scream. So now Dinah Lance,
Right.
what we were talking about, is now the mother of Black Canary.
So in many ways, it's quite similar to Arrow, where they couldn't decide who would be Black Canary for the longest time.
It's very similar. They actually were very honourable to the source material in the Arrow TV show.
I didn't know they were
but it
being
was.
lore accurate when they did that. I thought it was poor writing.
After Crisis on Infinite Earths, however, Black Canary's origin, Crisis on Infinite Earths, is a big, massive story that happened in DC Comics in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically like destroyed a load of Earths and kind of like suppressed all the stories together so they made sense. Which was good for Black Canary because she was floundering at this point with multiple origins. Her origin was altered again, and the characters are now 2 separate people: Dinah Drake and her daughter Dinah Laurel Lance. So
that's where Laurel comes from. That's good to know.
Dinah Drake married private investigator Larry Lance,
cool.
an acquaintance of James Gordon.
That's an odd bit of detail, but I'll take it.
And after the loss of her husband, a retired Dinah Lance raised her daughter, Dinah Laurel Lance.
Right. Oh, no, it's making sense.
So it's annoying because it's like having a child called Conor Lawler, and I'm like, Conor Lawler raised Conor Lawler.
Yeah.
But there's no junior. It's just, so Dinah Lance Sr., the old Black Canary, is raising baby Dinah Laurel Lance, our Black Canary.
Grant. No, that makes, like, Connor, I've had to reconcile with far weirder shit than what you've just explained to me.
So she was awed by her mother's exploits as the Black Canary and the adventures of the Justice Society. So like she grew up with her mom being Black Canary, and she wanted to be that. Obviously, your mother's a fucking superhero.
Yeah.
So she's like, wow, that's the coolest thing ever. And so she aspired to become a hero like her. However, her mother did not approve of her wishes. It was like, you're not getting into this. It's bad news bears.
Right. Classic mother. Am I right?
Classic mother.
Don't start a podcast.
Don't start a bad podcast.
And we didn't start a bad one.
So I did. Rebelling against her mother's wishes, I mean, we all seen this coming, Dinah trained in secret under the watchful eye of Wildcat, who's a character we have covered here. But Wildcat, if you don't know, is a fighter in DC Comics who was so good at punching people, he became world heavyweight champion in boxing. He's one of the best fighters in all of DC.
Hasn't he stuck around and is often brought in to like train people?
He's the trainer of people. Yes, he's the guy you go to if you want to improve.
That's in Marvel the equivalent would be like a Shang-Chi kind of dude. Like, just if you want to be the best at fighting and just like have a really good grasp of fighting, here's your man.
Like Batman would recommend Wildcat as a trainer to Dick Grayson or Tim Drake. Like if they went to him and then he'd go to Wildcat for a few months as well. He'll train you too.
Yeah.
Because he's a pure boxer. He's a brawler.
That's it. Yeah, it's a different kind of fighting. It's not always like refined and perfect.
She also still possesses her unique canary cry. Dinah was granted the power not by being accursed by a villain, not by anything. They just basically rewrote it that it was now a metagene, and she was just born with it and was fully capable of controlling it.
Because that's a thing that's in DC at that point. It's just like, you can just be born with powers. It's nice.
Now she's just born. Nobody else in her family has a metagene. She's the only one. And she gets given this power of like this scream. So the Black Canary has a scream that like is so loud the decibels can like crack glass, can smash anything. So if she is fighting and she screams at you, you basically like your ears pop.
Yeah,
like she can just burst your eardrums and then fuck you up.
Which is a really good power because like it's unless you've planned against it, you have no defense against that. Like, you're not going into a fight with earplugs, generally. No,
other than Batman, probably. But other than that, no.
But he's,
He's a dick.
He's a
so in terms of creation, I found a really weird story that I thought you should know.
Okay.
Dinah Laura Lance was created by Dick Dillon and Dennis O'Neill. However, much of her design and characterization came from the original creators of like the original Black Canary, who were Robert Kanigher and Carmine Infantino. And they created her mother. And Infantino once said about Canary's mother, whom she basically borrows many traits. They look very similar. They're basically copycats.
They were the same person at one point.
But they were kind of, but then rewritten. When Kanigher gave me the script, I said, how do you want me to draw her? He said, what's your fantasy of a good-looking girl? That's what I want.
Ooh.
Isn't that a great line? So that's what I did. I made her strong in character and sexy in form.
Oh, Lord. It's a lot to unpack there. I mean, look, to each their own, I suppose.
Good on you, lad.
A different time. Maybe get a woman on the artist staff, perhaps.
Pay her the same. If you do bring her in, you should probably pay her the same.
No, just let her design 70% of the character.
Wouldn't that be great? A sexy girl who's also good at fighting? What?
Yeah, because there's none of those in comics ever.
Yeah, they didn't have any of them at that stage.
What the fuck?
Not long after her debut was Black Canary. So she's basically she gets trained by Wildcat. She's got the meta gene as well. So she's combining superpowers and like one of the best hand-to-hand combatants.
I like that she's an actual good fighter as well. Because a lot of times with powers, people just rely on the powers. But she's like, no, I'm going to be a good scrapper as well.
I love that idea, by the way, with Superman, is that Superman's a bad fighter.
Yeah.
Because he never needs to do anything.
He never has to try. Peter Parker used to be the same. He used to just rely on the spider sense, but then he lost that and he was like, oh no.
And I like the idea of like Doomsday coming down or Darkseid. And they're just as powerful as Superman, but they have trained.
Yeah.
And like they fuck him up because he can't comprehend.
Like Superman is essentially a bully.
Technique.
Like he's just
yeah, basically. So not long after her debut as Black Canary, Dinah Lance became a founding member of the Justice League of America. It was Dinah who suggested the newly formed name of the league in deference to her mother, having been a member of the Justice Society of America.
That's nice.
And it was through her new association with the Justice League that she first met Oliver Ollie Queen. Now, it's hard to do a Black Canary report or an Oliver Queen report without talking about the other person.
They're one of the most consistent couples in comics. Like,
so yeah, they're basically like they're
Superman.
I'm trying to think of a very it's a Superman Lois situation, but like even more so that they're just both superheroes, but they're just always together.
Yeah,
it's weird when there's a story where they're not together and they try to do like it's so far gone at this point. I think if you did a comic book of like a will they won't they, it doesn't work because everyone is like they've been together like 60 years.
Yeah, it's like they definitely will. Like
I've seen them in like 50 different mediums where they are always together and married, so it doesn't really like I'm not buying into this. Are they having some glancing looks at each other? Oh, maybe they are into each other.
I don't even think like I have a very surface level knowledge. I don't even think there's a story where like Oliver cheats on her or anything like that.
Well, look, there's definitely a story in the 80s or 90s where something's going on. Red Arrow's on a load of heroin at that point.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Well, that's Red Arrow. That's fine.
That's Red Arrow. Green Arrow's not doing nothing. No, like, they do have their problems. Like, they do have storylines where they have to create drama. But there's a common theme. There's just a trait of them just kind of always being together. Like, I think of, say, Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon. They're together, but I wouldn't see them even as together as Oliver Queen and Dinah Lance. Because, like, Black Canary and Green Arrow are just, like, the original duo.
Yeah.
It's very... Even, like, in the animated show, they're together. They get together very quickly.
In the Injustice comics, there's
in the Justice League Unlimited,
Yeah, of my favourite show, of course. In the Injustice comics, there's a whole thread of like one of them dies, but and then the other one goes to a different world where they can just be with the other person. Like, they're like, okay, I'm out. I'm done with all of this. I don't care.
It doesn't matter what medium, they're soulmates. Just leave it. That's just the way it is, right? So Black Canary's membership in the JLA lasted for many years, and her friendship with Oliver Queen developed during this time, and they soon became romantic. When Oliver chose to quit the league in order to continue his efforts in Star City on his own, she decided to join him soon after.
Fair.
And left.
Makes sense.
What can you do? And so another very famous part of Black Canary, so other than Justice League, I think of Black Canary in the Justice League, but where she's most famous is Birds of Prey.
Yes.
Is what I think. As one of the founding members of the Birds of Prey. Now, the Birds of Prey are a small team in Gotham City. They're normally comprised of Oracle, Barbara Gordon, the original Batgirl, who is now in a wheelchair and is like basically the smartest person in all of DC.
And just has eyes everywhere in the city. Like, is
everywhere. Yeah. She's Oracle, and she's the woman in the chair, and she needs people out there in Gotham, like, fighting. And so it's very, very cool. They normally have Huntress and Black Canary are kind of like, or Catwoman is sometimes in it as well. And I think they're like the main team and that kind of go out.
Cassandra Cain from the film.
Cassandra Cain from the film. That's one of the worst replications of Cassandra Cain. That movie's really good. That's such a weird thing of like Birds of Prey as a movie is very good. It's a fun fucking movie. I had a lot of fun with it.
We talked about it on the show. Like it's
I think it got a lot of shit, but I think it's really, really good. And it's just literally Cassandra Cain it's a terrible adaptation of that character.
Yeah, she's like
the movie's so fun. That's fine.
She's like a slightly awkward, but also very chatty lady. Which
it's like they just took the name Cassandra Cain, but it's not that character whatsoever.
Yeah, which look, it's creative liberties. It's a weird gripe to have.
So Dinah was contacted by Oracle to work in Gotham City, which she accepted, and the pair formed a partnership as the Birds of Prey. Dinah took this role with great satisfaction, and with that came the feeling that she needed a few changes, deciding to abandon her traditional blonde wig and bleach her hair blonde while growing it longer instead. So the main thing with Black Canary for many years is that she has the blonde hair. It's a wig that she wears to protect her identity.
So, more heroes should do that because
it makes so much sense.
Yeah, because the first thing people describe is, they had blonde hair. Like,
yeah,
why are they all running around with that Batwoman design where it's just her red hair out the back of it is objectively poor for a secret identity.
Yeah, and James Gordon's like, I don't get it. It doesn't look like anyone I know. Thank you, Batgirl. But so like she had a wig. And then at this point, this is many years into the comic books now, she basically decides she gets rid of the wig and she just bleaches her own hair anyway. So she's like, look, I'm just going to look like that. Who gives a shit? During her time operating with Oracle, she operated using an electronic form of her canary cry. So there was a story where the cry got taken away from her. And Oracle developed these like electric things that they're called canary cry bombs that she can throw, and then they emit the scream.
Right. Okay.
It was just a thing where they took the power off of the story, and then they were like, now we've taken the metagene off her, how do we give it back to her?
Yeah. How do we substitute this with technology, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think how they figured it out was she got into a story with Ra's al Ghul, and then eventually they put her into the Lazarus pit.
And she was brought back to her original DNA or some shit.
They resetted the factory settings.
I get
basically.
Yeah. But she had none of her contacts anymore.
No. And as I mentioned at the start, Dinah was trained by the common martial arts master who trained Lady Shiva. So she was trained by the person who trained Lady Shiva as well.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Just need to find his name. I had it here because it was one of those where like he trained Lady Shiva and then was like, I'll train you as well, that's fine.
And presumably has trained other like amazing fighters in the DC universe.
Richard Dragon, I think, was his name.
He's come up in a report before. We've definitely
come up with the Lady Shiva report. Yeah,
okay,
him and Lady Shiva are very connected.
Yeah.
I think they were married. Pretty sure.
Did they have a kid? Is Cassandra Cain their kid or something?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot
Friday.
here.
It's Friday, right?
It's a long
Yes,
day.
I'm going to say yes. Yes, she is.
I sent you this in an email at 6:15.
Cassandra Kidd is Richard's son, or Richard's daughter, but not Lady Shiva's. Or is it the
Trained
other
by
way
Lady
around?
Shiva or something like that? They're
Trained by Lady Shiva.
It's a co-parenting situation.
It's a co-parent. Nobody beat me up, please. Do you know when someone asks you a question that you know the answer, you're just like, my mind has gone blank.
Connor,
whose parent?
Welcome to every question I've ever been asked.
It's somewhere in there, and when we stop recording, I'll be like, fuck, that's...
I'm going to get a text from him at like 11:30 this evening being like, no, here's what it is.
Here's what it is. I did like a big long paragraph. So Lady Shiva then asks her if she wants a chance to sharpen her skills, and Dinah turns her down, as it would change her morality and turn her into a cold-blooded killer like Shiva. So a very small thing I wanted to finish on was Black Canary's wedding. A very famous wedding is Black Canary and Green Arrow's wedding, and of course it gets interrupted. Several villains led by Deathstroke attack the two of them during the
classic
wedding.
move. You get the cover, then you cancel the wedding.
But they are stopped by the numerous costumed superheroes present. On the night of their wedding, Dinah is forced to kill Ollie after he begins to attack her, but then that's revealed as an imposter, and the actual Oliver Queen was kidnapped. And so Dinah, Speedy and Connor Hawke have to go rescue him.
So did she technically not marry Green Arrow then? If it was an imposter?
I think they are married.
When was he replaced? I mean, they're functionally married. That's all that matters.
Oh, you're saying the concept of the marriage is no longer valid.
The official legal document of the marriage.
But if Oliver Queen's name is on it, is on the contract.
Yeah, but if I sign Conor Lawler on my marriage certificate...
True. It's not him.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Take him to court. So really, she has to get divorced first before she can get married again to other Oliver Queen.
Well, I'd say you would get it annulled because she wasn't aware. So you'd have to write to the Pope and ask him
and
to
also
do that.
she did, but she might go to jail for murder because she killed the imposter one.
We'll pin that on Speedy. It's fine. He's been in and out.
Speedy is already addicted to heroin. He's fine. He's going down for something else.
Oh no,
it's grand.
He should be in the treatment program.
Please, guys, no, he's all healed. He's fine now. I just keep thinking of that fucking comic cover in the 90s when Oliver walks in and he's just there.
It's so the worst thing.
That's how they attack the drug.
That was how they sold that comic, was watch Speedy overdose.
So, powers and abilities. She has the Canary Cry. It's a metagene that gives her a potent sonic attack. It's able to damage and stun foes or objects to the point of shattering metal. She possesses an incredible degree of control. This enables her to mimic sounds and generate any sound that she desires.
So she has like superhuman parrot powers.
Yes. That's
unreal. But also it's like a sound cannon to like control riots and shit.
Like also a sonic cannon when she wants it to be.
It sounds like a really simple power when you say she has a very high scream. But when you break it down, that's incredibly broken for a hero to have.
And I think there's something really small that I really like, is that she practices the harmonica, as it's the perfect way to strengthen her breathing and vocal cords.
Yeah.
And it's just something really small, but it like makes perfect sense.
Is she? I assume she's like a good singer as well. Like that's just a bit of colour for the character.
She could mimic anybody's voice.
Yeah.
So she could mimic anybody.
Who's the best singer? Who could she mimic?
Whitney Houston.
Pretty good singer.
Pretty good. The voice, Steve Perry.
Jedward. She
can mimic Jedward if you want.
I know, I'm alright, thanks.
She could mimic Whitney Houston, but who has a cold, like has lost her voice to a cold. But she could mimic that if she heard it.
And could she mimic Willie Nelson pretending to be Taylor Swift?
Yes.
Fuck, she's pretty good.
She's the original AI. Yeah, she's pretty good. In terms of abilities, acrobatics, driving, investigation. In terms of martial arts, she's one of the most skilled martial artists on the planet. She's been trained by Wildcat, who's a former heavyweight champion in the art of boxing, Muay Thai, Krav Maga. She was also trained in dragon-style Kung Fu by Richard Dragon. Thanks to her Wonder Woman, she was even trained in Amazonian martial arts.
Jesus Christ.
She's basically a master of every single fighting style.
Like, in in Marvel, the equivalent of that is Wolverine, who is a level 7 fighter. Like, just like top 10, like just insane fighters.
You do not want to fuck with her.
That's like, insane.
She would break the bones of, I would say, 99% of everyone in DC in a fist fight. Straight up fist fight, no powers, she's taking you out.
It's like Wolverine crossed with Black Bolt. This is wild.
Like, you do not want to fuck with her. Like, I think her v Batman, like, that's a serious fucking
good
scrap.
Fight, yeah. Like, Batman needs prep time to survive.
Oh, he needs serious prep time, and I think it'd be fairly tight. Like, she's top 10, he's top 10.
And then she's going out with just a guy who's real good at archery.
He's not fucking her out. Ollie just backs up. My favourite thing of all of the stories, whenever they're together, is if there's a fist fight. Like, Ollie's like, she's like 1 billion times better than me at this, so
I'll only get in the way.
Like, I do not have a boxing glove arrow on me, so I am done. In terms of, she has tactical analysis, multilingualism, she can speak Japanese as well, body armor, she's got a motorcycle that she travels around in, and so it's one of those characters that started off super confusing, and then they once they figured it out, they kind of went with like a really cool direction for this character. It's like, I think it's a really, like, it's one of my favourite DC characters, just in terms of, even, I know you haven't seen it, Shaun, but Young Justice, she's portrayed quite well in that she's kind of like, she's the leader. Like, if her Batman come to visit the team, it's the same level of, oh shit.
Yeah,
like,
she's objectively one of the most capable people we know. Like, if either of them show up, they're like, oh, the boss is here. Fuck, we're in trouble. God, I might watch Young Justice now. I'm really excited.
You would.
No, she, like, from my limited exposure to Black Canary, I already was like, oh, that's kind of a cool character. But it sounds like they've really nailed down what that character is, and there's no reason to change it at this point.
And the fact that, like, her and Oracle work so well, like, Oracle is, the two of them disagreed a lot when they first started, and now they're like best friends. Is that, like, they're like a super team, and then you throw in the Huntress into that. You throw in the Huntress into that, and you throw in like Catwoman, and like basically Dinah Lance is always the backbone of the Birds of Prey. She's like the constant, along with Oracle, that like if she's there, then she trains new people to come in. She's
also great for someone to work in a team, because she's been on basically most super
every
teams.
Single team.
Yeah.
Every team.
That's insane. That's great.
Yeah, so that's my report on Black Canary.
What a very cool character, and I'm glad that it's now in the episodes that aren't deleted. So
exactly.
Well done, Conor. Do you want me to take us out?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you. Oh, my voice is just going.
Yes.
One more breath.
Patrons have ruined him again. Here we go.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We will be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and then next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. If you want to support us over there, you get access to movie reviews, TV show reviews, a whole bunch of stuff. There is a movie review coming up for January, if you want to jump on that. We haven't quite decided what it is yet, but people are sending in their votes, so thank you to everyone who's done that. There are other ways to support the show. Fuck me.
Shaun, I'd say there's probably a list of the patron names.
We don't read
it's
them.
Probably quite short.
We don't read them out on Hero or Zero usually.
I think it's time to read them out for today.
Christ. Big shout outs to Róisín and Baby. There's literally an ambulance coming down the road, by the way. Big thanks to
there's about 25 of these.
Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast Evanson, Waffles Loves You and hopes you have a good day, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and it'll be grand, Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever, and congrats Róisín on your baby, Hjelmroos.
Some of these names are quite long.
Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, currently busy romantic romancing Astarion. Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine are debating which is cuter, Shaun's proposal in Japan or Conor's proposal on the PELP. Russ Shaun, don't believe all the negativity. If I ever got a Make-A-Wish, I definitely ask for a visit from you-Parfitt. Jackson,
you might need a Make-A-Wish soon, actually, to be honest.
Brueheim, Jackson Brueheim is honoured to be picked as Shaun's replacement and has already claimed his parking space. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey is a ledge bag, Kyle Borowski, Rory screamed when he was responded to on Twitter, and Shaun subbed to the Patreon after 10 creamy pints. Oh, thank you all for your continued support. We really, really appreciate it. Oh, it's bad. If you want to support the show in other ways, there's a merch store, here'sforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is at Here's for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook, Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Here's for Hire Podcast. And just tell one human being that we exist.
Just a what, please?
So you've been Conor Lawler.
No, you take it out. So
I've been Conor Lawler.
You can be Conor Lawler. I can be Conor Lawler. You can be Shaun Mead, and we'll see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.